Do the people that know you the most respect you the most? It's easy to get people who know nothing about you to glorify your name and give you honor. They don't know you. It's much easier to put a facade for 10 minutes when you shake somebody's hand and smile ear to ear and they think you're the greatest man alive. But the people that have been around, seen you behind closed doors, away from the crowd, when you actually are who you are, sitting in your underwear, burping, farting, brushing or not brushing your teeth, those people that know the real you, do they honor you more than those who do not know you, or less? Interesting question, isn't it? There are a couple of food places around where I live. One is a falafel shop, one is a pizza shop. And back in the day when I didn't know any better, I used to eat there every now and then. I figured, it's not that great, but when you're tired, when you just want to grab something, it worked. Until one day I went to that falafel place. The more I got to know it, it's in the area, so I really got to be around it and see it, not just, during rush hour, but everyday hour. And I started notice the people who work there. Some nasty man that looked like a Canaanite, unclean spirit, unholy. He just looked so gross. And he was handling the salads, and I saw all the flies, tiny little flies flying over the cucumbers and the tomatoes, and it was just so gross. I've never eaten there again. When I didn't know, I thought that place was pretty good. I even recommended it to a person. But now that I've been around it and I've seen it, in the off time, I would never go there again. Pizza place, the same thing. When you order food over the phone, you come to pick it up, you don't know who the people are, you haven't seen how they practice their daily routines, what they do in their off time, but now I know the guy who owns the place, he's a pervert, having young girls wearing belly shirts, going smoking in the back, coming back, touching the dough without washing his hands. You know the type. Nasty. And I've seen the other people who work there also the same way. Sit outside the front of the restaurant, smoke their cigarette, drop it to the ground, walk inside, start working in the kitchen. Bring in all that toxic fumes, all that tobacco and the nicotine. Unclean. Not kosher. Not to mention it didn't even taste that good. Why would you ever go back and support someone like that? Unholy. But again, when I didn't know, I didn't know. But the more I got to know, the less I wanted anything to do with them. And back to the point is, how does it work with you in your life? It's easy to get people who don't know you to respect you and like you, because they don't know you. You can put on a show, but it is impossible, listen to this, to be consistently inconsistent with who you really are. Or simply put, you can't pretend to be someone you're not for a long time. You can do it for a minute or two, but soon enough, your true self will reveal itself. Because you can't lie forever. And when that happens, one of two things will happen. You will either get people to respect you or to disrespect you. And it all depends on, again, who you are and who they are. If you're a righteous man, do not expect the unrighteous to honor you. No, they're going to hate you. And if you are dishonorable, don't expect the honorable people to like you. They will not. So you have to make up your mind first. Who do you want to be and who do you want to like you? See, I got family members, they don't care about that stuff. They like the falafel, they like the pizza, they don't get it, and they never will. That's okay. They're not me, I'm not them. We have different values. We have different faith. We care about different things. He doesn't care that the guy is a pervert. That he smokes and walks the door and brings in all that mess into that restaurant. He doesn't care about all the flies over the vegetables. I do. He doesn't care if there's a Canaanite man walking in there with all those nasty piercing and tattoos all over him. Looks like he spent the last 30 years in a rave. They don't care. My parents don't care. I do. They could eat in that mess. I cannot. I'm holy. I'm a servant of the Lord. They're not. You get it? So surely we will get different people to like us and not like us. Because we are not the same. We don't judge the same, and we don't have the same priorities in our lives. And the more I get to know who these people are, the less I respect them, because I see more and more of the corruption. Now, mind you, everyone is flawed. No one is perfect, so you should never throw people under the bus just because you find a flaw or find out that they're not all that. No, the point is, who do you strive to be? You're never gonna get there. But are you even on the path? Are you even making the attempt? Do you even have the desire to become that? And again, that comes back to the consistency. A righteous man will fall 7 times and get back up. So you caught me when I fell once. You caught me when I fell twice. But guess what? I keep getting back up. Meaning, even though I'm not perfect, I sure strive to be. And that is how you should judge a man. By the consistency, by the way of life, not by the 1 time, 2 time, 3 time action, but by a long time resolution of who they are and who they strive to be. Most people just have no desire to become better. They're just who they are, and that's it. They're not on this personal growth path. They're not on the spiritual growth program. They're not drawing nearer to the Lord. They're not studying how to become better, how to live out the Torah, how to become moral. They just don't care. So if you see them in 5 or 10 years, they're not going to be any better. In fact, they're going to be bitter. Because if you're not growing, you're constantly decreasing. Because that's just how life works. You are deteriorating. You don't have to do anything to die, but you do have to do something to live. Think about that. Every day, you have to eat, you have to drink, you have to sleep, you have to breathe, you have to pump blood. You have to actively do something in order to live. But you have to do nothing in order to die. If you just sit there, don't breathe, don't drink, don't eat, you'll just die. There's nothing you need to do in order for that to happen. That's the default, because you're already condemned. And that's the reality in which we currently live. So unless you are currently pursuing the path of life, which is the path of the Lord, which is Yeshua, the way, the truth, the life, to serve your Maker, your Creator, the one who put His breath in your lungs, you are not going to get better. You're only going to get worse. And in 5-10 years, you're going to be much worse than you are today. And today, you are much worse than you were 10 years ago. Because you haven't put in the effort and the work to get better. And if I were in your life and I knew you, I would know that. Because I have eyes to discern. Because I am on the path. It takes one that has eyes in order to tell the one who doesn't what he cannot see. Yeshua rebuked all the Pharisees and the followers. He said, the blind leading the blind. Yeshua said, I came to open the eyes of the blind. I am the light of the world. Anyone who follows me will not walk in darkness. Only He can open your eyes. And I repeat and say, because, this is the whole point of the message. Be the kind of person that the more I get to know you, the more I honor and respect you, because I am a righteous man who values righteousness, who values people who are honest, who are moral, who are decent, who are humble, who are kind, who love the Lord, and who have a heart to do His will. That is what I honor, and that is what every man that loves the Lord should honor, because that is what the Lord honors. The rest of the people don't matter. Why would you want them to like you? I don't want them to like me. I make sure they know what I'm about, so that they do not like me because they're evil. I call them out. I'm not here to pretend. You might like me the first 2 minutes until you get to know what I'm about. I'm about the Lord. It happens all the time. Stephen meets people, they all love him the first time around. Everybody loves Stephen the first time they met him. But then they sit down for a coffee, and he starts telling them what he's really all about. And he never hears from them again. And it's not because something wrong with him. No, it's the other way around. He is serious about the Lord. He does not play. He's not a churchman. He's not there to pretend. He's like, I'm about the Lord, righteousness, morality. I'm serious about this. And they cannot handle it. And they just, poof, disappear off the face of the earth. Happens all the time. So remember, it's not about everybody respecting you. Only the right people. Take it to heart and do what's right.